yes, let's have a look at our badge.
A police badge on which you see the photo of a man. You. Some seaweed is stuck to the back.
I found my badge.
At least something good came out of all this.
The lieutenant glances at the badge in your hand. So yeah, we got the experience doing that. Burning coal in a fireplace. Tisk tisk tisk. I mean, I don't know whether they would have wood as like a log burner. The coal mines is the one that's been mentioned. I mean, I suppose there's the pox, which are the trees. You make do with what you can get around here. Study the badge.
Encased between two durable plastic sheets is a bluish card with lines of information and a watermark in the shape of the street grid of Revachol West. You see a photo, a name, a rank, a document number, the date of issue, and, in the lower right corner, your precinct.
Look at the photo.
The man keeps winking at you with his green-grey eyes. The photo is old, no doubt about that. But the badge is new. You used an old photo for a new badge.
I mean, that's really common. You would just use a photo and keep renewing the badge, but use the same photo. Not that your face is going to change that much. Using coal in a fireplace is rather dangerous. It'll crack up the chimney and fireplace itself and eat up all the oxygen in the room, unless it's being supplied oxygen from something else. But then again, it's just a game. No, you're right. Usually there are chimneys where, you know, the coal soot would escape to. But yeah, it doesn't look like they've got one here, unless it's the one in the very far right next to it. But usually it's above the fireplace, not next to it. So, how old is the badge?
8, maybe 10 years. The guy in the picture is rather good looking. He's got a nice haircut and is distinctly lacking in massive sideburns.
Yeah, but it's always that thing. It's like seeing Geralt of Rivia without a beard. It's alright, it suits him, but he looks better with the facial hair. He's winking, why?
What do you think? His face is already contorted by the expression, although it looks less grotesque on him than it did on you. It looks like you had quite the charming face way back then. Your hair is brown and slightly curly. Your eyes seem more clear somehow. The lack of alcohol swelling is a bonus, though there's a pinch of that in your cheeks already. The badge in your hand shines as you rotate it, catching light. You see lines of information on it, and a shining watermark.
Name, Harrier Dubois.
Harrier? That's long for Harry. So you are Harry. Evrard was half right. Probably not a lot of people know your full name. Whoever told him you're Harry Dubois didn't.
Hang on, he mentioned that I was Harry to the drunks, so he was taking Everard's word for me? What kind of name is Harrier?
It's a wartime name. Revolutionary. The kind mothers give their sons during troubled times, like Undying or Boxer or Ironhide.
It's meant to keep you safe. From bullets, hunger, shrapnel, kidnappings, and worse.
This is a good choice. I don't want to be Harrier Dubois, don't accept it. Or Harrier Dubois it is, then accept it. I would have liked this if it was a choice between I don't want to be Harrier Dubois, I want to be Tequila Sunset. Because I think I'd go with Tequila Sunset. But there is also the reality of this character is Harry Dubois, or Harrier Dubois. And, you know, I have a case history over 18 years of service of being Harrier Dubois. That is what people know me as. You know, the number of cases solved and so on. So, I don't know. I think I'm going to accept it. I would have liked more options here. This character is also Tequila Sunset. I suppose that's true. Tequila Sunset can be more of a title, and that's how I can announce myself to people, introduce myself as that, but just be Harrier Dubois underneath the facade. So I'm going to accept the name.
Pleased to make your acquaintance, Harrier Dubois.
He's not going to call you Harrier. He'll keep calling you officer when he's angry with you, and detective when he's not.
Yeah. Some people also know you as Tequila Sunset. That's true. If they already know me as Tequila Sunset, then I don't need to say, actually, I'm Harry Dubois. Because I had the option when talking to the drunk.
The badge in your hands shines as you rotate it, catching light. You see lines of information.
It's hard to know what that changed, if anything.
Harrier. That's long for Harry. So you
And I just
are
don't
Harry.
accept it?
Evrart was Why? It's a cool name. I like it. Besides, you're Harry anyway. No one's ever called Harrier.
The badge in your hands.
Harrier.
Alright, I'm going to accept it.
At least to
There
me.
we go.
The badge in your hands shines as
Lieutenant
you rotate it.
2JFR.
Lieutenant Double-Yefreitor.
Yefreitor. What is a Lieutenant Double-Yefreitor?
The lieutenant is a rank above sergeant and below captain. It's the highest rank in the RCM that still does field work. I am a lieutenant.
So now it explains why we have Lieutenant Kim Kitsuragi as a partner. He's not our subordinate, but he's not our supervisor. He is same rank. Double-Yefreitor?
The title of Yefreitor is added to your rank when you decline a promotion to a higher rank. In your case, captain. You have declined twice, thus you're Double-Yefreitor.
So I would be captain or above, but I still want to do the field work, which is why I'm declining the promotion. So I declined?
There are many reasons one would do this. The rank above you in your precinct's décomptage might be taken, or sometimes promoted officers do not want to replace their superiors out of respect.
I mean, the first one that's not really me declining, that's them saying, hey, we can't do it for you, because it might already be taken. The second one, respect for your superiors. I guess it's in a police officer setting, that's probably more of a big deal.
And sometimes they just prefer the type of police work available to their current rank, in your case, lieutenant.
And again, that makes sense with 18 years of service solving 216 cases. I would want to stay on the field work.
Heavy-duty case-solving machine.
What's a décomptage?
Décomptage is the hierarchical system employed by the Revachol citizens militia. It means counting down to twos.
The countdown is modeled after the dual leadership system employed by the left during the revolution, which in turn was developed by last-century experimental psychologists in the University of Königstein.
The lowest rank is junior officer, usually teenagers. Then there are the patrol officers, then sergeants, lieutenants, and then a captain. That's basically it, except for a few kings.
So, is Jean Vicmer a captain? And if he's a captain, why is he in the whirling rags? Because they're not supposed to do field work. There must be something serious going on if they're here. What are the kings?
Kings like satellite officers and the additional Yefreitor rank I already explained.
Wait, satellite officers?
You are given the title of satellite officer if your partner is quickly promoted through the ranks and you rise with him. You don't seem to be a satellite.
Yeah, I earned my promotion. You've been putting up with all my bullshit because I'm your superior. Well, no, not really. They're both lieutenants. It's just I've declined the promotion. You've been putting up with me because we're the same rank. Thanks for explaining all this. Don't mention. You've been putting up with me because we're of the same rank. That's true, actually. If he was my subordinate, well, he might do the same thing either way, actually. That's why there's only the two options. It's not like I'm your inferior. It's because we're the same rank. Something serious like your lost gun and badge. You told them about that, right? I told them about the badge. I didn't tell them about the gun. I thought that was a bit too serious to tell them about. I'm still in the process of finding the gun, and until I do, they will not know that I don't have my gun. We're of the same rank.
No, I've been putting up with you because despite an unconventional approach, you are doing good police work.
Thanks, I guess?
It matters more than driving your motor carriage into the sea. And now we've even found your badge.
I thought my rank was drunk.
Yes, apparently you've had a rather successful career in the past, and this leads me to believe maybe your current situation is only temporary.
Thanks, that gives me hope. I'm afraid there are no ex-alcoholics. I don't want to get better, I want to get worse. No one ever says they want to get worse. That's kind of unrealistic. I'm afraid there are no ex-alcoholics is depressingly realistic. But I'm going to say thanks, that gives me hope.
Good.
He says with a quick smile. Turn back to the document.
Such a small yet precious thing. Expensive paper caught between thick plastic. Like a fly in amber, it reads.
Serial, Rev 12 6205, Jam 41.
That's just the serial number. Revachol, Jamrock, Precinct 41, with some numbers thrown in there for good measure.
Yeah, but why are they thrown in there?
The numbers are not there for good measure. They have an administrative purpose, one that's unfortunately been erased from your memory.
And Kim is not telling us about for some reason. Date of issue, 7th of November, 50.
4 months ago. I'm guessing that's when you were promoted to the rank of Lieutenant Double-Yefreitor. A new badge usually comes with a new rank. You seem to have been doing well then.
The pain in your chest tells you you were working yourself to death to earn that rank.
Hang on, why? I've already declined one promotion, hence it would be single Yefreitor. So why would I try and work myself to death to earn the rank of double Yefreitor? Because it's the same rank, effectively.
The case created a lot of edge you have to take off. The death march really gets us going.
That does make sense.
You're pretty sure you weren't doing well, but better? Probably yes.
Precinct 41?
Yes, it's the designation of your precinct. 41, like mine says 57. The 57th is mostly industrial harbor, a lot of asphalt. The 41st is...
What?
It's a tough station to work in. You have all of Jamrock to cover. That district should have 3 precincts, but money is what it is.
And again, because I've solved 216 cases, that is apparently way, way above the average, like in the top 90 percentile.
It's no wonder you are like you are, he thinks. But then again, it's a legendary district, and a hell of a station too. It must be an honor and a curse to work with people like Price, McCoy, Berdiaeva.
This is literally the first time you've ever mentioned these people, so why would you think it's an honor? There are no ex-alcoholics is so depressingly true. Stay off the drink for years, one sip, and the vicious circle usually begins again. Seen it a few times. Yeah, it's just like, if you suffer from an addiction and you recognize that you suffer from an addiction, you have to cut it out completely. There is no, oh, I'll try it, I'm good now. That is no longer a thing you can do. So yes, there is no ex-alcoholic. There is an alcoholic and a non-alcoholic.
Roberts, Feuerbach, Dimitri. Suddenly, names from your decomptage flash in your forebrain. He knew all those people, although they're not from his station. They must be big.
Yeah, but how big can they be? Because Vikma is not mentioned in...
The badge in your hand shines as you rotate it, catching light. You see lines of information on it, and a shining watermark.
Put the badge away. Oh, alright. Yes, I'm going to make a save once we come out of the building. Just because that's a good thing to do. And, yeah, let's go ahead and do that now. It's the same thing with cigarettes. You cut it out for a year. Oh, I guess I'll smoke a couple of weekends. Bam, straight back into the devilish embrace of nicotine or any addiction, like you said. Yeah. You know, it's... If you recognize that something is an addiction and is not great for you, then you can't do that. You just can't do it anymore.
A drop in temperature, an easy flow of air, an empty street. Before you, a thoroughfare unjammed with lorries. No more drivers smoking on hitch steps. Just silence.
What does the smoke smell like?
Chemically sweetened. Across the road, a forgotten bus stop. Corrosion has opened a hole in its roof. An elm tree watches over the building. Its branches are dripping with rain and snow. The road is smooth and motley. Craters filled with a black asphalt. The asphalt, first laid, is grey already. A row of tenements are under construction in the distance.
Who are the people who live across the road?
A tub warm with water, white with soap. A man bathes while radio waves transmit the lottery numbers. 4, 18, 21, 4, 1. A modern washing machine rattles a drawer full of silverware.
Isn't the point of a lottery that it is impossible to get the same number twice? What about the bus stop?
Number 312D. Young girls used to come here, huddled up, hoping for more warmth than their thin coats give them. The bus took them to school. It has not run for 8 years. There were not enough girls to sustain its cost.
What about the road?
Craters pocked the surface. Children played in them until heavy trucks full of black pitch rolled in. The landowners have filled the craters with money. It is a vital artery of the flow of trade. There's one bump on the road. A dead dog lies flat about 200 paces away, right at the turn.
Dead dog?
Tragedy comes from the wheels of a fast RCM vehicle, hurrying to work. The cold washes over you. The sound of the sea has grown distant.
That's kind of sad. So we've just, well, we've seen or sensed a police officer killing a dog just by running it over. Alright, that's enough.
The wind moves the aerosol. A detective stands behind the boom barrier. A breeze moves a curl of his hair.
Okay. That's not the point of a rigged lottery. True, you never know if a lottery is actually meant to be actually won or not. And we managed to open that container from the outside. Okay, so zooming out then, I guess we can go... Oh, right, so that's what the shivers was telling us about, is that we can't actually physically go in that direction anymore, so it was giving us a hint about what is in that direction. Alright, well, coastline. A little black swallow circles above you. You hear it chirp. Oh wow, I didn't actually think I'd be able to go this far. Oh, there's some money over there as well. Okay. Sure, let's click the money. And I will let the game auto-path its way over there. Can you give a suggestion? Sure, go ahead. You give a suggestion. I may not necessarily follow that suggestion, but you can certainly give it. The water runs from the west. The source is upstream, a broken pipe. Stay on the shoreline, maybe walk on some of the ice sheet. Alright, so shoreline... Alright, where is the shoreline? I guess it's this? Ah, hello. So the ice sheets are the thing to my right, I'm assuming, then. See if this perception thing does anything. Looking back at you from the rust-coloured water, you. What's this? You should come back here when it snows. A strange feeling, it passes quickly. Oh no, another crashed car. Yeah, I saw the wheel before. Rust-eaten letters read Mazout. The rear tyre of a motor carriage adorns these reeds. More money. Right. Ice sheet. This? That's a Noland Vonk Sink, an unsuccessful model. Quick travel unlocked. The church. Kick drum pulse. The music is coming from somewhere on the ice. A school of fish hold around the fence post, then scatter into the dark. Got a fence post. Full of holes. Could the posts hide treasure? Look inside. Wow. There's just goodies everywhere. Okay. That was certainly worth it. Let's see, can I go to this one? They're going to take me the long way round. I think it will, won't it? I suppose it's not that far away. I assume it's not the same as the post that I saw before. Why is there money in fence posts? Cold outside. Let's go for this one. It must have taken a lot of patience to do this. Painted with pastels, someone's trying to bring cheer into the world. Got a woman. Well, I assume it's a woman, maybe not. Crash for some unending party. A pole screwed into the ice keeps the tent erect. More tribalistic markings. The post is covered in little humanoids. Can I knock this down?
A pane of eternite has been planted into the snow. 2 poles are holding it up. barely holding it up. It could fall over any minute. A stronger gust of wind might be enough.
What is this?
It looks like a makeshift bridge. Could be convenient.
Push the Eternite over.
The pane falls into the icy snow with a soft thunk.
We should ask that girl on the ice what's going on here.
Alright. Sure. Let's go with the tent first.
The tent is just tarpaulin fabric covering a pile of stuff. The flap is open. Inside, 3 young men are listening to some new form of music. It's like nothing you've ever heard. One of them looks at you.
Come on, get in and close the flap behind you. The warm stuff's getting out.
Reason?
Sorry, you barely have room for one.
Oh, we have to come back without Kitsuragi.
You go ahead. I'm too old for this.
Oh, he's actually just letting us do it.
I'm
Okay.
actually not, he thinks. I just dislike delinquents.
I'm sure you will feel right at home. I'll keep watch.
He gestures for you to squeeze in. Oh, whoa. Hello. Smells like sweat and laundry detergent plus a trace of ether. A pile of nasal sprays, brand name Nosifed Ultra. Hello, my dudes. A speaker, the big kind they use for live music. Canisters filled with what appears to be water. The label says distilled. Alright, well, before we talk, let's go ahead and save. Because this conversation could go in several places. And let's talk to the guy that talked to
You
us.
see a youngish man bleaching the tips of his hair with a toothbrush. He puts the toothbrush down and extends his hand in greeting.
Hello, I'm Andre. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Very polite.
There is definitely something futuristic about his hair, aggressively so. You get the sense that this is what the future will look like. Imbecilic, yes, should the future ever come. It will look deeply imbecilic, like this guy.
Party time. Remember that fad, bleaching the tips of your hair? The frosted tips. I believe I've seen a couple of like memes of, is it Guy Fieri and the lead singer of Smash Mouth and someone in the Insane Clown Posse all being the same person because they all have frosted tips, something like that. Obviously that's not something I never did, but yes, apparently that was a phase at some point.
His grip is strong, sweaty, and warm. He's trying to project and inspire confidence.
Such a stupid fad, yeah. You'd be surprised at what things people will invest their life into when it's the fashion of the times.
This is my posse, Noid.
The young man with earrings looks at you suspiciously.
Hello, Noid.
And Egghead.
That's a terrible name.
Egg!
The tape player high above his head continues to blast strange music. That portrait looks like he's having, like, divinity.
Together with a Settle Burger, who's out there right now, doing some seriously progressive sonic experimentation, we like to think of ourselves as music venue organisers.
How many music venues have you
We have
organised?
many in the pipeline, officer.
That means they haven't set up a single one yet.
Why are you here?
You see, we've been all over Jamrock North, prospecting for real estate to establish a new venue in.
Artists are for talent.
Yeah, thank you, Egghead. And while there is no shortage of raw, unfettered talent spinning tapes in Jamrock, we've had rotten luck with the real estate part.
Well, there's plenty of abandoned apartment flats in, Martinez.
Place is a shithole.
I apologise for my friend Noid's potty mouth. I realise this is not how you speak to a police officer. He has authority issues.
I mean, of all the things that I could have, authority is not it. There's no need, the place is pretty bad. Next time, watch yourself. Was there something you wanted? There's no need.
Which brings me to the problem of occupied ecclesiastical property. I bet you've noticed the derelict hive of narcomania on the coast.
An attempt to pander to your perceived conservative sensibilities. No person his age would ever use a word like narcomania with a straight face. Don't fall for it.
I mean, he's pretty well spoken, so maybe he would. Enough histrionics, what are you talking
I'm
about?
talking about the church, and I'm not exaggerating. Even a place of spiritual refuge can become a magnet for all sorts of dopeheads and burnouts if left unattended.
So you want to take over the church?
Dopheads. Burnouts.
He angrily spits on a screw, then starts cleaning it.
Well, I'm sad to say, that's exactly what happened. Sad because we were just about to put matinees on the map with one of the maddest dance clubs in Jamrock. Nah, strike that, in Revachol.
An abandoned apartment flat would make for an awesome club now to think about it, except the acoustics would suck. I think that's why they're going for the church. It's obviously it's much larger and it would reverberate around the entire building.
Strike that! The word!
And sadder yet, because the dopeheads and burnouts holed up in there were the worst kind.
He leans back a little, watching you with a steady, serious gaze, letting you imagine just how bad those dopeheads and burnouts really are. Good. This calls for an opinion. You're an expert in those.
I don't know, I'm a bit of a dopehead myself. I won't stand for narcomaniacs of any kind, no narcomaniacs on my watch. Shake your head gravely. I feel like you may be laying this on a bit thick. What's really so bad about these dopeheads and burnouts? So, this is what I like to call the persona problem, which is you can say the answer that you personally, as a player, agree with, or you can say the answer that you think the character you're talking to will agree with. And I think he wants me to sort of get on his side and say, no, we're not going to have any narcomaniacs. Let's have no narcomaniacs on my watch.
Yes. And the worst part is, they're also spooky.
What exactly do you mean by spooky?
I was hoping you would be the judge of that, officer. All I can say is, their spookiness is the kind that keeps us from restoring this church into a community centre and a place of spiritual refuge.
Also, they don't eat or clean the building. Shit's gonna collapse.
I mean, yes, that is actually more of a problem, is not heating it and not cleaning it will just make it derelict.
People just wanna spin tapes without them spooking it up. Place has bad signs. No one can dance like that.
Thank you, Egghead. So you're gonna look into it, right? It should be a police matter. Getting them out. Whatever spooky stuff they're doing, I'm sure it's not what the Ecclesiastes meant their property for.
I'll look into it, tell me more. I'll make my mind up later. Questions? Please, have got more important things to do, not right now. No, I'll look into it. Why not? It's always a side quest. We like side quests here. I'll look into it.
All right, man.